Cynthia, if I could ask you a question, one of the things that I would like to know, I think your point about with the tape, I thought was very well taken, and I think that's exactly what happens. And I think a lot of times as constitutional people, we're kind of putting out little fires all the time, and over the long run, we're losing. And my question is, from a structural standpoint, from a big idea standpoint, what would you like to do in the context of the position of Lieutenant Governor to structurally change the way business is done to constitutional principles?
Well, first of all, the way it's structured now, excuse me, the big boys, who are the leadership, or I'll call them the party bosses, are negotiating all the deals ahead of time. And by the time it gets down to the rank and file legislators, we a lot of times don't know what is the hidden motivation or what they're trying to accomplish, and we're pretty much told to vote for it. I cannot tell you how many times I was in the chamber, they rang the bell, opened the board, the legislators came running in, looked up there, and they're voting either red or green based on how their caucus is voting. Is this a red or a green? And what is it, a yes or a no? And then after they close the board, what did we just vote? I mean, this should scare all of us. It should scare all of us, because there are a lot of times, even my own experience, I sat behind an attorney, and he told me several times, he said, you better stay under the umbrella of the protection of the party. You just stick with the party, and they'll take care of you. It's called the Incumbent Protection Plan. And you donate money to the party will be there for you. And if you look at this premise, we got to a point where he made me so uncomfortable that I finally figured out maybe when they ring the bell and open the board, I wait until they're about to close it before I press my button so I don't have to listen to him. No, you shouldn't be, and nobody should be arm-twisted. I was elected to represent my constituents and to vote on what I thought is in the best interest of the state of Missouri. And there is a lot of arm twisting, but it's silly. I mean, we did awful things while we were there. Just because the Republicans are in control doesn't mean they know what they're doing. So I would like to set up a meeting in my office, a study group, where we sit down and look at the legislation, read the legislation, and talk to some people who are very smart about what is this actually going to do for us. Because the only reference point a lot of the legislators have right now is their favorite lobbyist who donated to their campaign. And I know how that works, and I walked into it innocently, just trying to make my country better. And it is illegal to trade your vote for money. That is clear and obvious. However, there was one time AT&T used to always give me $500 for my campaigns. So this one time I asked my AT&T lobbyist if I could have $500 again, and he said, no, actually that vote cost you. Oh, really? That vote cost me? Which vote? I don't even remember. I just voted my conscience. I wasn't keeping account. Besides, I thought you liked me. So thank you for laughing, because it really should sober us up to realize that this is what's running the state and what's driving the train. And in the Republican caucus meeting, there were times when people said, vote, tell people whatever you have to tell them before the election, and we'll worry about what you do after you get into office, because they know that people will forget. And if they don't forget, they can make up some story. Those bills, the worst bills you're seeing, have a little good and a little bad mixed in, so that you can go back to your district and tell them you voted for it because of this or voted against it because of that. That is what's making the process putrid right there. Because people, when you mix good and bad together, you're giving everybody an easy out. If they would keep bills clean and straight and forthright, it would just be up or down, because what they're doing is they mix good and bad, then they pass it, then the next year they keep the bad and remove the good. You get it, how that works? It's really hurting us.